Take two. Take two. So you see how my badge is like different, right? Like it looks different. Like it's different from yours. Like yours is made out of cardboard, this one's made out of metal. It's very obvious that like yours is the moment's gone. The moment's gone. The moment's gone. Curse you, Twitch or OBS. Maybe my ISP. Curse you, microphone. How dare you? Yeah, we had such a good bit planned. We had such a good bit planned, didn't we, Pitchfork? We were gonna have a whole thing where like we were gonna object about each other, and that you were gonna bring up the fact that like just because yours is made out of cardboard doesn't mean that like you know it doesn't mean anything. Like it made like you were made of crafting material, and so obviously your badge would be made out of crafting. We were gonna have a whole thing, and they had to ruin it. They had to ruin it. They had to ruin it, and it's not fair. The bit gone, destroyed. I'm bald now. Why? This is not my keybinds. I know none of my keybinds. That's not the right one either. That one? Why is that one cry? I don't understand why I put any of my emotions. Why would this one be one of the three and then cry is four? How's it going tonight? It's going great. I started a bit late. And that's because me and Mama Lottle were talking interesting, introspective stuff. And stuff. Nutcracker term? What? What is... I mean... Oh, wait. This one. No, this isn't a nutcracker. This is me being Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia. Which is a very, very good game. You should absolutely play it. It was really, really fun. You can find it on Steam. It's on Steam. You can check it out. It's like, it's my third least used outfit. Which, But good time zone, everybody. Good time zone. Welcome in. I'm zooming in when I shouldn't be. That's gonna get me in trouble one day. Heyo, muted. We're just gonna skip over that. Good time zone. I'm doing wonderful, poetic. You as well, Axolotl. Boy, wonderful to have you. I'm doing wonderful backstage. We're having a lovely, lovely time. For those of you who don't know, which I'm not sure why you wouldn't know at the beginning of a stream, but sometimes you see a stream start and you just decide, you know what? I saw an axolotl and I'm totally not a furry. So I'm gonna click on this just to see. So, that my name is Term. For those of you who don't know, I'm the axolotl of the lighthouse. I do my best to create a calm and cozy atmosphere for those of us just trying to find refuge from the storms of day-to-day life. And today is, as you can see from my badge and from Pitchfork's badge. There weren't any air quotes in that. You didn't see anything. Their badge. You can see that we're going to be playing some Phoenix Wright today. We're going to be playing some more Phoenix Wright. Last time we left off was interesting. Me geeking out over Lottle, man. always. I'm happy to know that we got someone who's geeking out about axolotls almost as much as I geek out over Brennan Lee Mulligan. Let's be real. The reason why me and why we were waiting so long is because me and my mom were watching we were watching this video. Throws away glasses. Indeed, I saw nothing. But the reason is because me and Mama Lottle, I was showing her a video of this series called Last Meals by Mythical Kitchen. Go check it out. Really cool. We were watching a video of Last Meals. It was Brennan Lee Mulligan. We did not get to finish the video because about halfway through we got on the topic of some stuff. And I won't get into how me and Mama Lottle discuss like we were talking about like school and different like support network stuff, and I won't go into her stuff because like this is not the time nor the place. Today's the day for gay lawyers, which is that's a time that all of us can enjoy. But like we like discussing and throwing around different ideas, and I'm getting completely off topic. One of the reasons why I was late was because mom wanted to pause and was like, "Why does this man remind me of you? He seems so..." And I'm just saying I'm like autistic, and they're like, "Yes, but also you don't have a diagnosis, so I'm not sure if like it would be wise to call you that." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, whose fault is that?" In all seriousness, we just had a fun time, and then like it passed 7 and I looked at the clock and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to start stream late." And they're like, "Oh shoot, you should probably go now." And I'm like, no, I gotta wait till 7:15 or around that time. And they're like, why is that? And I'm like, well, because it's a roundish number and it feels right, and it feels wrong starting at a different time. And they're like, ah, yeah, I think I'm right about we really should have gotten you tested. And I'm like, yeah. I will say, like, they have Mama Lotto regrets, not having that done. But back when I was growing up, there was a lot of fear mongering about it, and the doctors kind of like scared her out of getting that diagnosis because, like, he's doing well in school, so it must be fine. And then she had a second kid that got diagnosed very early on before school even started. And at that point, the first one that got diagnosed was already like they had caught like they had gotten their bearings and had gotten into like regular schooling kind of stuff. And so she was like, "Huh, this is not what the doctor said. The doctor said they wouldn't walk or talk or or feed themselves or do anything ever. That they would never ever for never ever." And yet, for some reason, this first one's doing all right. And like they brought it up to the doctor when they brought up the second one. They're like, "Yeah, like all this," and they're like, "You have no idea what you're talking about, do you?" And they're like, "What? This is what I was told, like when we were first learning about it." And it's like that is not the experience that these kids have. And like it was very nice. Mama Lottle and Papa Lottle have done a very good job being the people that they needed to be, and so I'm very happy about them. Oh yeah, early stigma about it was awful, just awful. Like legit, like, and there's still hate groups out there. There's still groups of people who try to claim that they want what's best for people, and are and their whole game plan is basically just eugenics. And it's like, okay, I can just ignore everything that I never want to interact. I'm not even gonna say their name. I don't have to. I don't have. Why? Oh my God, Lieutenant Columbo! Are we talking about fucking? Oh God, not Columbo. Oh God, I love Columbo. Were you witness to what he just said? Are you a witness to what he just did? We didn't tell you which one of these cameras it was in. You picked it up. Oh God, I love Columbo. But yeah, Mama Lottle has really. We've been watching a lot of Dropout, and we've been really liking Brennan Lee Mulligan, and a lot of the stuff that gets talked about by Brennan Lee Mulligan, like Brennan. I'm not going to say that I sound like a lot of my views on the world and the way that I try to be, Mama Lottle sees echoes of in a lot of different people, and they were just like, yeah, like this Brennan guy here, like he reminds me of you, and I'm like, that is literally the best compliment that I could have gotten from anybody. And they're like, why is that? And I'm like, because he's like, A, the funniest guy ever. B, sticks to his fucking guns when it comes to like his ideologies and stuff like that. And C, is actively tries to do good for people and has let that goodness spread into his work. You know? Autism is a spectrum. I've seen 3 different levels of it, and they couldn't be more different. Yeah, absolutely. It is a spectrum for a reason. I wanted to clip the end with you popping back into existence screaming. Don't worry, Dim. I go back whenever someone like clips a thing, and I like to see what's around it because like I understand my automatic clip doesn't work perfectly, but I try my best to go back and look at those clips and then get the parts that people miss out on. Just because, like the auto clip thing is mainly for me to get a general idea of when something funny happened. Like sometimes I need a bit of context, sometimes I need stuff from earlier, sometimes I need the chat itself. So it's like you never worry about the fact that like it's a whole thing. Plus, you can always like clip it later and have it yourself later. But yeah, that's what me and Mama Lotto have been. We've been loving Game Changer. We've been really loving like the Lieutenant Colombo hyperfixation came from Gianni. I blame thee. Oh God, so good, so good. But yeah, like I've been having loads of fun. We've been watching like that. We've been watching Bits, Crits, and Halfwits, and Mama Lotto has been getting more interested in tabletop RPG, which is really fun because like she knows nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, not out of lack of trying. My older brother tried to DM a game for the family, and I'll be real. It was I it was a very forgettable kind of thing, and I wish I'm pretty sure my brother is better at like running games now, considering that I'm pretty sure he runs a couple games in like his like troop. I don't know. He's a good you got to pass the time when you're in the army somehow, especially when you're a medic. You gotta like not people aren't getting hurt 24/7 though. That's a good thing. That's a good thing at the end of the day. I love him to death. Like I wish him only the best. Me and him have our differences and our qualms, but like he's family. He's my older brother, and if it weren't for him, I don't think I'd be the person I am today. Same with everybody. Uh, anyway, where was I? Right. But yeah, we were talking, and Brennan Lee Mulligan, all that, Tism, she is quite literally the Mama Lala has talked at length about like just being like you know, I've also I also was talking with her about like things, and she's like, it'd be like they're a bit of a prepper, bit of a doomsday kind of person, not like the kind where it's like in the kind where it's like I want to learn and teach survival skills to my family because I think that it's neat and interesting, but also I want to know that they'll be safe if I'm ever not around because I care about them a whole lot. And she's always been like that. You know, I said I wouldn't, but like, who cares? Y'all had your chance. Oh, ain't that the truth? But I'm still in the ad every 40 minutes. I didn't fix it. God damn it! Why do I do these things? Why don't I write this? I have a bullet journal. I have a bullet journal. I could do this. I could write down these problems and fix them so easily. I could fix them so easily, and I don't. This is gonna be bad. Anyway. But yeah, prepper stuff. We were talking about stuff, and we were making. She was just like, yeah, worst case scenario, if that ends up happening, I want to make sure y'all are safe. And I'm like, yeah, and worst comes to worst, I might be able to use it for content. And she's like, oh yeah, we could use it for. And then she stopped, and she's like, I don't know why I said we. Like, I'm not on your streams. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, like, that's mainly because you don't like showing your face. Is that the only thing you don't like? don't want to show? And they're like, yeah, like I don't want to show my face ever. Like I don't care about my voice. I have a, but like my voice is like my voice is I can use my voice anywhere. ADHD graduated 4K. That might become a clip later. That might become like a short. I don't know. But I was like, is that the only thing you really don't care about? And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, like I mean, I'm not going to talk about my like, hey, I won't talk about where I live, but like that's just a general rule of thumb. Like I don't want my face being everywhere. Like I already made that mistake with Facebook back in the day, and I'm like, huh, noted, noted. I will keep that in mind. Because I don't know, maybe one day I might want to bring Mama Lottle on, and I'll somehow find a way to have them play stream. I might find a way for Mama Lottle to make a visit, and we'll have like a VTuber model for her. I think that would be really cute. She's already talked about, like I've already been like, hey, like Elle is asked like what kind of color axolotl would Mamalotl be, and they're like, I think it would be pink because of genetics, but like the gills are definitely like graying, like gray because I'm old. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, I mean, like you're not like you shouldn't say that because like you're doing like considering who you are. Like you're a wonderful like you shouldn't treat it as a bad thing. But second off, like I guess fair. Is it bad that the fact that I have two restaurant menu board things on my floor and it isn't the most interesting thing in my room? Two restaurant board. I mean, are they restaurants you worked at? Because like that makes sense. Mama Lotto and the Lighthouse Lotto podcast sign me up. I don't even know what we would do. Like legitimately, I don't even know what we would do or talk about. I like never worked it either. That is concerning. That is concerning because that only leaves two possible scenarios of how you got them. Either those places stopped or were no longer restaurants anymore, or you stole it. And technically the first one could also be the second one. Anyway, still both in business. Oh, that, neat. To be honest, I'd listen to Lotman yapping. Listen, y'all already listen to me yap. Like I know, like Mama Lotto is just like I would, and I just would need to know, like, because she's like, I'm gonna treat it like a Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not gonna talk about politics. I'm not gonna talk about this, and also because it's your stream, I'm probably not going to any opinions you have. I'm not gonna be like, I don't agree. Because like she is older, and that we don't see eye to eye on everything, but we're able to be respectful, and that's what's fun. That's what's fun about like I am very lucky to have the family that I have, and I know it's many people have been like, wow, save some good family for the rest of us, but I'm like, I'm just lucky that I got it at all. I didn't sign up for a raffle to have good family. Like if I did, I'd let y'all know where the raffle was. The more the merrier. Absolutely, absolutely. More Lottles in this lighthouse. Oh god. I also got to show her the so those of you who watch Liz, I don't know why I've been secret about it for like the day that it's been a thing, but I have recently commissioned Liz. I've commissioned him to make a new ref sheet. I've been using the same ref sheet for a long time now. For me, and I felt it was about time that I got an updated one. So this is this is a way of speak here that literally means talk about anything and not to take literally. Talk about God in the world. Oh god. It's like honestly they're a wonderful person, and they were the person that they needed to be to raise the kids that they had, and that's more than I can expect from most people. But anyway, like I'm getting a ref sheet, and it's going to be made by Lizardbith. Liz likes to stream when they're making art and commissions and ref sheets, and they have the permission for mine. So if y'all want to see that being made, check out Lizardbith. I'm going to go ahead and shout him out real quick. Lizardbith. Oh, right, my shout out doesn't work. Great! I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Nothing ever works because I don't write shit down. There you go. If I don't make sense, it may be because it's 2:42 a.m. and English isn't Englishing. That's completely valid, completely understandable. Have a good day. Have a good night, technically. But yeah, Liz is going to be making my ref sheet, and I'm very excited about it. I'm spending a fair bit of money on it because it's been a hot minute. And the only ref sheet I had before this was one made by Yonk. Yonk, also, guys, you don't, guys, I need, oh, that's my badge. Wait, guys. Yonk, y'all remember Yonk Bonkers, right? Yonk Bonkers? Yonk Bonkers, the person who, my very good friend, wonderful little demon dog, lives in the basement. Lovely friend of the channel. They're the one who made the initial art for me. They are my initial, like model creator, They are the person who made, like, if it weren't for them, none of this would have even started. They were like one of the dominoes at the beginning. Yonk is going on the 22nd. Yonk is going to be making a return to stream. Their channel, they're going to be going live, probably going to work on some art or game design. They do a lot of really cool stuff. You all should check it out. I will try and make sure that it is there in my Discord for advertisement. Heck, I need to let Yonk know and be like, hey, you have full permission to post in the announcements that this is happening. You have my blessing. I am more than willing to, because I want to support them as much as I can. And Yonk is really cool and really sick. And the same goes for L if L ever has something. L has his own section. They really do. I played one of the recent games a bit ago. Hat! Oh my god. We got a hat. That was so quick. I said your name once. Hey, no, it's too late now. You're here, bucko. You're here. You look, you're here. You're here and there's no escape. You're here and you're getting shouted out. Look at that. I will eat that. Bro, my English is Englishing because of my fucking learning disability. Oh God, ain't that a riot? Ain't that a riot? Oh God. Oh, Torm. L. What are we doing? Would you like a new L for the I would love a new L for the folder. Thank you. Yes, please. Gimme. Give me more L for the folder. The hat is blackberry flavored. Why? Why would it be blackberry flavored? Like, I feel like that's not the color that would be. Also, well, actually, I can't tell you if L is flavored or not. Because that is a decision that L gets to make for themselves. Just like it's my decision to not be flavored. Oh my god, L, I need to know. Can I change out its licorice? There you go, licorice. But also, I will find a way to change it later. Can they be the one on my head today? Yeah! Yeah! I need to save it. I need to save it. Scenes, props, L back, L back com, L. And then I gotta go into there, into scenes, into props, into L backs, and bring them out. Are they there? There they are. My God, look at them. Let me just look at that. Look at how adorable that is. Also, I need to I'm doing a thing. I'm breaking the fourth wall right now to make shit look right. Alright. There we go. There we go. And then we'll lock it in place to make sure that it's all hunky-dory. There we go. We all know that you're raspberry flavored. No more raspberry. See, I'm not God. Also, I love. You're now wild. No! I can't escape it. Why are we hungry? Why are we hunkering Dory down? The term more pink? Apparently so. And apparently, also, I love that coloration. Look up there. Look at the main. Look at the little guy. I love him. Look at him. Oh. Also, it changes the color of the. I can always forget that it changes the props. So the badge is also a different color now. You've tarnished my badge. How dare you? How dare you tarnish the badge? Oh God. God, but this is God, that's so adorable. Is this by Relics? Is this by Rel? I bet it's by Rel, because like I saw that Yonk also had like a new little EP guy that was just laying down, and it feels right. It feels like that's the vibe. If it's not right, let me know. Also, I'm gonna shout out Yonkity Bonkity. Go follow them. Go follow them now. If you like any of what I do, you have to like Yonk. It is a rule. You are correct, it was Relics. Hey yeah. Hell yeah. Rel has always made some wonderful art. You know, good artist. Anyway, the whole like I said, you gotta check them out. Yonk is really cool. They make some neat stuff. They've made some cool games. They're always working on something. Just go out and check it out. Check out what Yonk does. Yonk is cool. Yonk has always been sick, and if you guys think that I like any like success that I have gotten, like Yonk deserves like tenfold. Like I am of that opinion, and that might just be because like I'm the type to like drag people up to the top, kicking and screaming if I have the opportunity. But also like I fully believe that Yonk is an amazing creator. And you will never be able to take that from me. I will always have my voice, and you will never take that. I will shout it from the rooftops. You know, granted, I shout every artist that I ever work with names from the rooftops. Just like I shouted out, like you know, I'm up on top of the lighthouse, yelling out into the distance like Young Bunkers, Lizard Myth, Oscar. Olive underscore jests! Meanwhile, all the ships that are going by in the middle of the night are like, is he alright? Is he alright? Is he good? Is he good? I mean, he's probably fine, right? Like, we got a ship to, we got bigger problems to deal with. We got bigger problems to deal with. So we're just gonna go, and we're gonna pretend like he's okay. We're gonna pretend like he's fine. If suddenly there's a new lighthouse keeper that needs to be stationed there, we'll know that he wasn't all right, and we can't be blamed for it because we were making our best assumption with the information that we had. I will say I am kind of trying to stall for time because I know we're still at the like a thing every 40 minutes, and I please someone remind me after stream to fix that, please. I can't yell at the rooftop, you bastard! One sec, I bet I can make that sound really good. Let me go to the back of the room real quick. Wait. Everybody! One sec. Going over. Everybody's so mean to me! Everybody's so mean to me all the time. Everyone's so mean to me. My badge is bigger, and it's staying that way. You know what? It's staying that way. It can't get bigger now. And how did you get smaller? How did the explosion make you smaller? How did you do that? How did you do that, El? Small. You got smaller and the badge got bigger. How? No, wait a minute. You can't just say small like that explains it. I imagine a small boat of fishers, maybe a parent taking their kid fishing, they hear Terms screaming, the kid looks so weirded out, and the parent just goes, yeah, that happens every now and then. You get used to it after a while. He's actually really chill. You know, if we actually drop by, he might have some fresh baked cookies. You know, he might have some stuff. He also could just have a shit ton. I don't use that word. You didn't hear that. If your mom asked, you didn't hear it from me. Anyway, they also might just have a lot of pebbles, and then the kid's more interested in the pebble. You're damn right. I mean, I will never stop knocking all your items off shelves. No! It takes forever. Don't you understand? I'm so... This is not my action. If I can make it look like I'm so fucking tiny, I can make it look like I'm so fucking tiny. Look, I'm gonna go up the stairs now. Oh god, this is awful. Why did I do this? Okay, well, oh god damn it, shoot! Oh god. I have far too much fun fucking around. Y'all give me far too much power to just fuck around, you know? I don't know why you guys let me. Like, I don't... You guys just let me do things, and then like I finish, and I turn around, and I'm like, oh, and you guys are just golf clapping, like, yes, more please, thank you. Oh, god damn it. How much longer till the ads start? Unless I fixed it and I don't remember fixing it. In which case, that's an even bigger problem. The fact that I'm fixing things and I don't know that they're fixed when they're fixed. And it's like, why didn't you write down that you fixed it? Why didn't you do that? Why not fuck around? Because if we don't because if we do, then we have to find out. You're just a silly lottle. I am just a silly lottle. That is my goal at the end of the day. Hey, there it is. I don't know why the ad didn't give me a warning. Usually it gives like a warning, unless I don't remember the warning. Do I not remember the warning? There was a warning! Oh my god, there was a warning! The fucking around is happening after stream. Oh, God. You should make a Pebble Commander play. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Now it is. I feel like that would take... I would have to extend the timer even further. I'd have to be like a 30-minute, maybe even an hour-long timer if I were to do that, because that feels like it would get in the way very easily, because that would happen every 30 minutes. Every 20 minutes right now. I swear, sometimes you just make a redeem and it turns out that it's actually really fun. It's just really fun to see what people do with it, you know? I'm also going to need to, like... Maybe I set it to reset at the end of each stream. That might be better, because then I know for a fact that when stream ends, it'll happen, you know? It'll happen. Ah! Anyway. Once this ad is over, everybody, we're gonna head on out. I'm also going to unlock that. Because it needs to be at least that size. There we go. Watch this. Ooh. What a time to come back to stream. Ooh. Terminian Link jump scare. Anyway, I will see you guys in a little bit. We got some Phoenix Wright to play. All right, I think this works. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let me just... Boop. White man jump scare. Me every time I go out in the morning. Okay, let me just turn off the music. Turn on the game. The game probably isn't loaded into the cartridge slot, so just give me a second. Because unfortunately, I run off of, like, literally the bare necessities. Yeah, I was playing Dungeons at Hannerberg earlier. All right. No, that's not the right one. Is that the right one? I didn't want you to take a screenshot. Why am I mate now? There we go. That's better. Okay. It's time to go. Welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Time to load that game and start Cosmic Turnabout. All right. We know what to expect, right? December 16th, 9:55 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session. I have realized something dreadfully dire. I have realized something dreadfully dire. sir. We didn't get to see the cool stuff. Yo, is that the spinning robo slime? It is. It's my boy, Finn. I love him. Okay, that way we can get an actual idea of where we are and what we're doing and what happened. The courtroom is now in set. Well, by the way, a friend and I stated the Ace Attorney anime last week, and it's painfully hilarious. It's great. The incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in the dark age of the law. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts. Ted Tonate was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. If only it were that simple. Somehow I can't help but think. That there's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows. Waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. After all, I've got more than a few personal stakes in it. Episode 4, Cosmic Turnabout. Also, I have realized...
One hour remaining until launch. Please begin your final equipment check.
That guy's playing solitaire.
Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
I don't think that was a good job. I don't think you checked enough, man. Did you check the O-rings?
Come in. Do you copy?
Emergency. Listen, you got the serious look at this last time. I'm gonna make some jokes. We're gonna have more than enough drama in the court case. Oh God. Can't believe it. December 16th, 9:12 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Time for another trial to begin. But this one is different. Sorry to bother you, but... Can't believe the Dark Reunion sabotaged the rocket as well. Are you alright, Apollo? Was I making a scary face just now? Oh, hi, Juniper. Yes, I'm fine. I was just doing my Chords of Steel exercise. Now I'm all ready to go. Yes, knowing you, I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, I brought you a present from my garden. Is this a lotus root? That's right. My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. Maybe later you could cook it and... Thanks for this! I'm gonna have some right now! Oh my! Oh, one check. Well, it's kind of tough though. It's kind of tough though. I don't know how that sounded on stream. That could have been real bad. You can't eat it raw, but thank you for the enthusiastic try. Oh, she didn't think me weird before, she will now. I gotta calm down. You gotta calm down, man. Apollo! I forgot. We're gonna get through this, and then we're gonna set the costumes back to what they're supposed to be. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? Care package, thank you for that. You sly little thing. Yo, munchies. Athena, stop! Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start any second. Is everything all set? Oh, Apollo. Apollo. When will you ever figure it out? Figure out what? Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. This is it. It's all over for me. They're gonna find me guilty. This is our client, Mr. Solomon Soul Starbuck. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine. You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually very upbeat and a driven person. Scene of the crime this time happens to be the Cosmos Space Center. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd ask about the space travel, and he'd launch into a story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, this man was 100% my hero. Are you sure you're okay with being my lawyer, Apollo? Of course I'm sure. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder. His nails are SSS. He's a snake! Yes! Thanks, but... I was supposed to be in space right now. He's so depressed, he almost seems like an act. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock. I'll probably never get the chance to go into space again. Don't say that! Don't stop believing! Besides, you just have to go into space again. Yeah, I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I just rotted away in a cell. Clay Terran? I can't believe he was murdered. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command. Yeah, he was a good guy. Always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life as much as him, that's for sure. He was always full of energy, telling me, "You're fine, Mr. Starbuck!" How could something like this happen to a guy like him? I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Clay's gone. I'm gonna go to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now. Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine. Ah! What is it? What's with all the yelling? I'll get to the bottom of this today. You'll see. Don't stop. In exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise? Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence? Maybe it's different now. Maybe it's different. Maybe the timeline's changed. Maybe we can check out. Ooh. Hey, Athena, can you give me one? Hey, Starbuck, can you give me a second? Athena, we are so fucked. maybe it's fine. Maybe it's all right. Hey, look, there's Trucy. Hey, there's Trucy. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help us. You know, maybe? No? Okay. Cause of death, stabbing. The victim was discovered in the third floor boarding lounge of the main building. What's that? And what's that? What's that right there? What's that capsule? Man had no tube connected to this piece here. They're missing a glove. Shut up! Oh, God. Objection! Nah. The fuck you mean, nah? Okay, so this'll be very okay, got it. We got it. We also have our attorney's badge. Does that mean that you have a lot of evidence? Oh, about that. We didn't get to investigate the area as much as I'd have liked. Thanks to the police. What do you mean? I'm done for. I'm a goner. Hugh O'Connor? Everyone thinks I did it. Thought I was gonna soar like a comet. I'm just gonna crash like a meteorite. No, don't say that, Mr. Starbuck. Don't count yourself out yet. I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you've gotta keep going. Oh. What about you, Apollo? What about me? I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend? We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you ready to go? Apollo? The trial is about to begin. If the defense would please proceed to the courtroom. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is the one trial I can't afford to lose. Okay. For Clay's sake and our clients, I will find Clay's killer. So before we get into that, I need to go back to the menu because I realized the thing. There we go. We got to change our costumes now. We'll keep you. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig the style and street clothes, but we're gonna set ourselves back to default. There we go. Here we go. I did not kill this man. I was just being a silly Billy and gave him a knife into the chest. Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, we'll just skip. It's fine. That's better. December 16th, 9:55 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session. All rise. The court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Excuse me, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. What happened to your eye? I'm fine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Are you sure? I don't... I'm fine, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Oh. I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's been like this since yesterday. He keeps insisting it's just a sty. I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss. Maybe he's entering a touchy age. How many lawyer people in Ace Attorney are named after mythological beings? Well, I mean, there's Athena, and then there's Apollo, and then there's Phoenix, and Phoenix is like a mythological bird. So that's at least 3 right there. you know? Oh. Dude, just tell him what happened to your eye. You don't gotta be a tough boy. I'm assuming it's something big. Very well. And the prosecution? The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence!
Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Hmm? Prosecution is now ready. Well, it didn't take him long this time. What's up with Blackquill? Now then, I shall give the opening statement.
Silence!
I'll do it. You will? What an unexpected surprise. This time, I can't leave it to anyone else. I see. Something is off with the two of you today. You both seem different, somehow. Very well. Prosecutor Blackquill, your opening statement, if you would. It was just yesterday. The crime in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. That famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right? Astronomy. It's astronomy! Anyway, a rocket was sent to launch from there. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site, two explosive devices were detonated, and the launch was cancelled. My word! 2 bombs! How dreadful! The defendant is today's trial is charged with both the bombing and with murder. One Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever inane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in. Solomon Starbuck? I recognize that name! Isn't he that famous astronaut? Correct, your boldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of the Hat-1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. Suppose you could say he's a living legend. I'm sorry, but you're the judge. How do you not know this? Because they don't get to see that. They don't look at any evidence. They just wait for us to show everything. Didn't happen. Not in my brain. Doesn't exist. Nope. Do it again. Oh, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right? They even turned that incident into a movie and everything! We've got a real space pioneer in court today! But even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand... Ah, yes, the victim, one Mr. Clay Terran, a subordinate of the defendant. Well, who let the edgelord bring a predatory bird to the courtroom? The same one that allowed a man to throw coffee at you over and over and over. The same man who was more than willing to allow the prosecution to use a whip on the defense and their clients. The same one that allowed the defense attorneys to quite literally perform an exorcism on one of their opponents. The same one that allowed the cross-examination of a fucking parrot. At this point, this is the least concerning thing I've seen in this courtroom. Indeed, a loyal disciple brutally stabbed to death by his mentor. Stabbed to death, you say? You mean his death wasn't the result of a bombing? Correct. His lofty dream, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant. And so he was sent not into space, but to a universe which we mortals cannot see. Someone got exorcised? Yeah! Someone got outright exorcised! We had a whole thing about this, and the worst part is, it was Phoenix Wright's fucking ex. The spirit of Phoenix Wright's fucking ex came down, had to be excised from a client. Trust me when I say, this is not the weirdest thing that we've seen. I think I've heard enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point. However, there is one thing I'm curious about. That metal box next to the witness stand. What purpose does it serve exactly? What do you mean the explosion launched the knife and nothing else perfectly into his chest? Me went exercise. Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin. Oh! Have mercy on me! I jest. It's evidence. Due to its immense size, we've little choice but to lay it where it rests now. We shall get the contents of the box in due time. I need to watch a pseudo speedrun of Phoenix right now. Yeah, you need to, but this is the 7th game in the series. We have done... Not 7th. Wait, no. 5th! Sorry. 5th game in the series. I added 2 for some reason. Don't judge me. But yeah, this is a pretty full, like, a lot of stuff has happened. Phoenix lost his attorney's badge for a whole game. He lost the ability to be a defense attorney. Our guy that we're playing right now can feel, when he's looking at people, can see their microscopic tells and know when they're fucking lying because his bracelet is made out of some mumbo jumbo metal that, like, when it like senses vibrations or disturbances in the wearer, shrinks. And so he can feel when people are lying. Yes! Feel when people are lying! Who denied this man his middle school crush? You know, I don't know. We're hopefully going to learn that at some point. We had a prosecutor who throughout the entirety of the game was wearing like this visor and could not see the color red. And so every time blood splatters appeared in like evidence, he would have no, and it was like something that could be justified, he would have no clue what color it was. He'd just be like, what do you mean? No, there's only coffee on that. And it's like, no, there's blood or ketchup maybe. We're thinking ketchup, but like we haven't gotten it tested yet. And they're like, no, it's just coffee. It's only one color on there. That's all it is. Like, we had, like, you don't understand the lengths we have gone to prove clients innocent. You don't know the lengths we have gone to not fucking... Phoenix Wright dropped into a goddamn roaring rapids from 100 feet that was said to kill anyone that dropped into it. And man got out of it with a goddamn cold. Like, I'm sorry, there's only so much... it looks like my eye's twitching, and it might be at this point. We'll get to the contents of the box in due time. Just don't worry about it. Whew. I feel like I just lost 50 years off my life. You didn't have 50 years left? Inner monologue after inner monologue! Enough jabbering. Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust. Ah, Detective Fulbright. Very well, then. Please explain the details of the incident to the court, if you would. Can we have Gumshoe instead? Please? On it. First, take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Space Center. In it, you'll find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center. Ah, here we are. You see, the danger of the rapids was the cold that Phoenix got. Most people who got it died from an extremely poor immune system. For a more detailed look of what's on the left side of the building. What happened to Gumshoe? He's not in this game! He's not in this game and I don't like it. I don't like that he's not in this game. He's my favorite guy, and he's not here. And this imposter is taking his place. Trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm the silly dumb detective. And it's like, I don't want you. I want my detective with a heart of gold. I want my detective who can barely has enough money to eat. I want him, granted, I want him to eat more. I want him to be happy. Maybe he got to be police chief. Maybe after Damon Gant, got kicked from the job, he became the guy. I hope that's what happened. But also, like, how dare you get rid of Gumshoe? It's not fair. Take a look at the cross-section that we've had the police create. See the launch pad in the main building? The launch pad is the square building, and the rounded structure is the main building, see? You've got it. The incident took place in the launch pad 1 in the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony. It'll make it easier to understand. Detective Goku? Okay. Witness testimony. Details of the case. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom! Boom! One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building, and one at Launch Pad 1. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were at the Launch Pad 1 site at the time. 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. That's no square, it's a weird rectangle. But after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death! A murder on top of a bombing. Detective, the victim was already dead by the time they arrived at the lounge, correct? Yep. Thinking he'd sabotage the bombing, the defendant killed him right there in the rocket. Just look at the tragic photo! Oh my, is that a knife in the victim's chest? Yes, Your Honor, it's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dream. We couldn't get any prints off of it, though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit. He fell on the knife. He fell on it. The victim's blood was found on the blade, but no fingerprints could be lifted. By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in the photo? We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor. I personally removed the glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all. Yes, it would be very difficult to identify him without a face or fingerprints. Well, there's just one more thing I'd like to inquire about. What is that round thing next to the victim in the photo? Something so important to the victim, he took it with him when he escaped the launch pad. The capsule that apparently contains asteroid samples. While obviously valuable for research purposes, it has no relation to the case. I see. So, we know that the bomb in the main building was on the second floor. But where was the bomb in Launch Pad 1 located? That one was on the rocket itself. It was situated right around the central part of the rocket. Apparently, the area around the launch pad's elevator was a sea of flame. I would like to submit the diagram report to the record. Wow, thank you for that. That's much appreciated. The trial just started and we're already in a bind. Yeah, you get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right? What the two astronauts were doing during the bombing, that's gotta be the key. Just before the rocket was set to launch, one was on the second floor of the main building. Thankfully, only two astronauts were in Launch Pad 1 at the time. Two of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge, but after they escaped, one of the two was found stabbed to death. Only two astronauts were in Launch Pad 2 at the time. Launch Pad 1 at the time, okay. The third floor boarding lounge in the main lobby. Okay. Two bombs were set off. Okay.
Hold it!
How powerful were the explosions? Well, the one in the main building wasn't strong enough to bring the place down. But the room it went off in was burned all black. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Due in large part, of course, to me stepping up to lead the investigation. Wait, what were you doing in the first place, Detective Fulbright? I'm Bobby Fulbright, hero of justice. I'll be there whenever and wherever people need my help. I'll go to the other side of the world, or even the edge of the universe! I'm not sure he knows how far that actually is. But I guess I'll leave that one alone. Admirable decision, Justice Dono. Huh? What do you decide? Anyway, could you describe what it was like in the Space Center at the time? The bomb cut the power to the central bank of elevators in the third floor lounge. It was pitch black in there, I tell you. However, the security camera and whatnot were running on emergency backup. How did the evacuation go? I immediately and heroically whisked people down the Space Center to the Space Center's basement shelter. The basement shelter? Yes, there's an emergency shelter beneath the Space Center. An emergency shelter, huh? Oh, here it is. It's on the bottom of the diagram. Yeah, right down here. Space Center's pretty impressive to have its own shelter. Bombing went off despite tight security. Police officers and riot police who have been standing by gave the evacuation instructions. Power outage and evacuation seem unrelated to the murder at this point. I guess I'll leave it aside for now. Police officer and riot police evacuation instructions immediately. There was a power outage and then the affected areas remained dark. The security system switched over to emergency power and continued to work. Evacuees moved to the basement shelter. Okay. So there were 2 explosions in total? Yep, that's right. Okay. One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building and one in Launch Pad 1.
Hold it!
Let me get this straight. The Mr. Starbuck rigged a rocket he was going to board with explosive. Huh? What are you talking about? If the defendant really did plant bombs on his own rocket, he'd get caught in the explosion as well. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Fine, a simpleton for a simpleton. Fulbright, the motive. Understood. The defendant actually had astrophobia. Astrophobia? What's that? A fear of space, naturally. Also, my stuff has frozen. There we are. There we go. Just the thought of space can cause the afflicted to freeze up. And so in his terror, the defendant found a way to stop the launch at the last minute. That's absurd! Unfortunately for you, we have evidence. Take a look at these. What are they? These are anti-anxiety tablets found amongst the defendant's possession. Okay, so he has anxiety? Okay, yeah. So does like half of the people ever. How is that? I need to hold off on this rant because I know for a fact. I gotta wait for this ad to be over, because what do you mean that your motive is that they had anxiety and that's why? You know what I'd be anxious about? Holding a gosh darn bomb. You know, I'd like anybody, like what? I'm sorry, if we were worried about anxiety, first off, do you really... Anxiety medication. Anxiety medication. Anxiety medication. Anxiety medication. That's the answer, isn't it? It's the fact that he has anxiety, apparently. That's your motive. Your motive is that... I don't know how to feel. Like, ooh, you know, they have anti-anxiety tablets. You know what would help explain that? Maybe talking to their fucking therapist. Like, I don't think they got astrophobia, my man. Someone having anxiety doesn't mean they're scared of space. They could be scared of anything. They could be anxious about talking in front of people. I'm sure getting that amount of popularity would make anybody anxious. Having to live up to that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Anti-anxiety medication is your motive. You know how we could solve this? We could talk to his fucking therapist. Like, if y'all want to see that rant, because I'm at the end of it now, you're gonna have to see the VOD. I'm sorry. Usually I don't like to lock stuff behind that, but I cannot keep the energy that I have right now about this. Their motive is that he had anxiety. I don't think anxious people build bombs, man. Call me crazy, but I don't think having anxiety... God forbid a man have anxiety. Exactly, Dim. God forbid a man have anxiety. No, he's supposed to have his emotions and put it deep in his chest, and then one day he'll die. Like that. Like... Okay. Apparently he was taking them in secret to quell anti-anxiety medication in secret! How in the world do you get anti-anxiety medication secretly? I want to know, man. There were a multitude of problems with the rocket Mr. Starbuck rode several years ago. Rumor has it he'd threatened to crash a number of times as well. That was, of course, very traumatic for Mr. Starbuck.
Objection!
But that doesn't mean he'd go so far as to blow up his own ship.
Silence!
The defendant couldn't bear to mar his good name now, could he? No, not after the media had branded him Soul Starbuck, space pioneer extraordinaire. Given these conditions, the defendant could hardly run away like some base mutt. So that's why you think he resorted to the bombing? Because he had anxiety, you see. You see, that's the reason. It's because he had anxiety. Don't gotta add on the... Don't mean to add on... buddy. Don't make me start calling you by your full legal... I'm sorry, man. I'm at one of those... I'm at those moments. I'm in a moment right now. Oh, God. Naturally, he constructed this act of sabotage in an attempt to blow up the Space Center, which would effectively abort the launch, but spare his reputation. Now I'm sure you understand why he had to bring justice down on this atrocious criminal. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in Launchpad 1 at the time. Are you sure it was only the 2 of them? It was just before the spaceship was set to launch, so of course it would only be those 2. Well, there could have been somebody else inside that rocket.
Silence!
Oh, what now? What now? Tell me, man, tell me. The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. How many times have we gone to bat and you have told me that a third party is absurd, only to find out later that there's not just a third party, but a fourth party, and a fifth party, and a sixth party, and a purple party, and a green party, and all these other parties? How many times, Mr. Blackquill? Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. Allow me to state up front that there are precious few with the clearance to do so. Oh, so like the person who got hit, you know? Mr. Emo Man out there. A fingerprint recognition device. Sounds so futuristic and complex as a space center. Actually, it's not as amazing as you'd think, Your Honor. Here, take a look at this photo. This is the door in the lounge with the fingerprint lock. Only personnel whose fingerprints are registered can pass through. I see. This is very different from what I had in mind.
Daily Pebbles are my favorite cereal. They are part of a balanced breakfast.
They are. They're granite. There are a record of the number of people that passed through the door yesterday. Yes, there were only 3. The defendant, the victim, and the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos. Then doesn't that mean it's possible the director is the one who did it? Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28. He was in the main building? Like that man whose glove was taken but wasn't placed in evidence, right? Right? Doing his job, directing the launch. Besides having an alibi, he has no motive for committing these senseless acts. He has a point. The director can't be considered a suspect. Then no, they can! Two of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. Let me just... Only prints where Director Cosmos, Starbucks, and Terran are authorized. An independent security company manages the usage records. Backup power allowed it to function even when the power went out. Attempts to use the print recognition are also recorded via security cam. Okay. Two of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge.
Hold it!
Yeah, exactly, where the other bomb was! So while it would appear that the pair barely escaped with their lives, in actuality, one of them had already been murdered inside the rocket. That's the angle the prosecution wants to push. Correct? You got it! In fact, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. If the victim had been alive, he would have for sure tried to stop the bombing! Is there any chance Mr. Terran could have been killed before he boarded the rocket? They were both alive and well in boarding time and embarked under their own power. Their hearts full of hopes and dreams of space! And then both of their hopes and dreams were dashed. If I may continue my explanation after the evacuation order was given. Stand by the original statement. Fulbright being a killer. The defendant made his escape, carrying the victim to make it look like a rescue. But after the escape, one of the two was found stabbed to death.
Hold it!
And who was the first to find the victim? Actually, there were two of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmo, and Detective Candace Arm. Candace Arm. I forgot that was a person. And who's letting me keep doing this? Everybody? Or maybe you're just really fast. People forget about it, and then they're like, oh wait, you know? One of them was a detective. Yep, Detective Arm specializes in bombings, you see. She and the director were ordering the evacuation following the explosion. They were also worried about the astronauts, so they hurried over to the boarding lounge. That's when they were discovered, the victim, along with the defendant. Now, Candace Arm didn't commit the stabbing because they were this is a thing that happened earlier. Like, we are in a past case because the first case actually revolved around Candace Arm, and Candace Arm was actually like they were big things happened. We don't finish this trial. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This trial doesn't end in a proper way. One of them is a detective. I doubt either one would do anything to say or would have anything to say that would help me. I think it pretty much covers the details of the case. Only the victim and the defendant were in the launch pad when the former was killed. And if this is the truth, then only Mr. Starbuck could have committed out this crime. No, Term, say it out loud. Candace Arm commit a stabbing. I get it. I get the joke. I get it. What little I could get out of him only hurt my case. Justice Donner. Foolish is the warrior who rushes headlong into battle. Preparation is an essential element of battle, so I advise you to take a gander at this. What is it? Footage from a security camera. It's on a compact disc. A dying media, as you can tell. As the two astronauts emerged from the bowels of Launchpad's corridor, the boarding lounge security camera captured their desperate escape. Now, I would direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim. What? Order! Order, I say! This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting! I should have known Blackwell would have had something like this ready. Preparation? You mean the thing we weren't given? I'm guessing you weren't given any prep time? Yeah, we weren't. We weren't given any prep time. But the prosecution doesn't care. Prosecution never cares. They never care that we don't get prep time. Security camera video added to the court record. Apollo? Let me look at it. See, that's not even security camera footage. That's just that's a screenshot, my man. That could literally be anything. Apollo? How exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at this point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Terran was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him? Why, I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship.
Silence.
Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead and a dotard. But it only makes sense if the victim's dead. If it's the victim's dead body. the defendant didn't commit the crime, then who did? I don't know, that's not my job. Well, no, he's got a little bit of a point, he's got a little bit of a point. I don't know, Edgeworth fucking did it. What? Why me? Because you have just as much evidence for you, and you're just kind of a dick. He is kind of right. You are kind of a dick. Why is that? You can't seriously believe. Do you have any evidence that you didn't do it? I don't know. Sounds kind of deflecty. Yeah, why are you being so deflecty all of a sudden? You can't be serious. I sentenced you to death. Ah! I just sent an innocent man. I killed an innocent man in cold blood. Oh God, you really did. But it only makes sense of the victim's dead body. What do you mean? Fulbright, explain it to Justice Dono. You got it. Ready, kid? If the murder had occurred in the lounge, someone would have spotted it. Anyone can enter the lounge, after all. But doing it while you were alone in the spaceship, that's a horse of a different color.
Objection!
But you can't deny that there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping a fellow astronaut out.
Silence!
Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based on your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. Ugh. Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic. But it sounded perfectly logical to me. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objection, I believe it's time to bring the cross-examination to a close. Objections? Well,
Hold it!
Huh? Your Honor? The defense requests a little time to think and regroup. Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need. What is it, Athena? It's just... there's something that's been bothering me. If it isn't defense stalling for time, as always. Very well, I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time. Yes! Does this man really think people would stay in the lobby right outside a burning rocket? You have 5 seconds? I'm sorry, excuse you! What do you mean 5 seconds? 5 seconds! 5 seconds! After that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed and a verdict to be rendered. Your boldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for the countdown. Oh, God, wait, sir, wait, you have to let me, I have to do something real quick. Are you using your time powers? Of course I am, you're using yours. Giving you 5 seconds isn't really a power, is it? Good enough for Dio. Oh! Ready? We don't have time! Spit it out, Athena! Only 3 more seconds! Just look! I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete. Meaning? Meaning there's something missing. Like they conveniently left it unexplained. Something they didn't explain. Something they didn't explain. You're right. I think I know what you're talking about. Your 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. If there's anything about the prosecution's argument you'd like to rebut. Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There's something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court. Well, if you put it that way, what is it that the prosecution has failed to explain? Why the body was moved. They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all. If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave the body in the rocket? Why go through all the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge? Oh, that's true. I didn't think we'd heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet. That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's body? But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong? Now let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice. The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him. All right, explain it to our sad friend before I nod off on his monotone monologue. Inform him exactly why Space Boy moved the victim. Huh? They've gotta be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression of him heroically risking his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. Gah! One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs that much while trying to escape deadly flame. What a dramatic sob story fit for a silver screen. Indeed. I was completely... I'm merging the judge's accent and Black Quill's accent, and I need to differentiate it more. Completely taken by the humanity of the story. You see, I need to go like with a Shadow the Hedgehog kind of deal. You see, that the true ending is that all traces of his hammy acts were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion. What do you mean a third explosion? Excuse you!
Objection!
What do you mean? You just conveniently left out the third explosion! Well, there was no third explosion!
Silence!
You ain't about to tell... Indeed, you are correct. But that's thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. The steel coffin beside me, the witness stand, that would be a bomb transport case. We use it to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge, a bomb in the form of a most disastrous toy. What? One on the second floor of the main building, one in the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, for had it not. The victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated.
Objection!
Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me. So you're saying that all the evidence is pointed towards me being right? Maybe. It's like he's reading my mind. As if it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, I know this peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch. I'll take out his other eye, apparently. I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arms stumbled across the murder, he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble-brained that he is. No! Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that! Justice Donna, open your eyes, eye, and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off explosives. There has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth. Still can't accept it. You'll believe in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game. And it seems like he's waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He's trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck. To break me down. Making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan, too. Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Now, let us hear from the arch-villain. The fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut, Solomon Starbuck. Witness your name and occupation, please. Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony? No. Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. Then why did you ask, Your Honor? Why did you ask if it wasn't an option? You're being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence!
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, it's the butt of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that's super negative. Is he gonna be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. I think he should be allowed to take off the 200-pound spacesuit. Just saying. I didn't kill him. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed to the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him. So you assert you didn't set off the bomb and murder the victim. But I bet you think I'm lying. Right. I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. I gotta read... What was that email? I'm sorry, I gotta take a second, because, like, that was a really... Did I just get asked by... Who is this? Sorry, I'm getting contacted. I'm getting contacted by... I'm doing things right. I'm doing things right. I'll talk about it later. I'm doing things right. Reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. Did Spamton contact you? It kind of feels like it, but also, like... It's different. Like, it was like a really... I'll talk about it later. It's a big... I don't know how... I don't have time to look at the email, but the fact that, like, it started the way it did told me all I needed to know. I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who wears a suit like that except an astronaut? Who wears it to court? That's my question. I will say that when I saw you in the movie, you appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lived up to fantasy. I guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine the annoying sighing of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackquill a second ago? Huh? That was Blackquill sighing? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Didn't kill him. All I did was pour clay over my shoulder and get out of that rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level, heading for the corridor.
Objection!
Yeah, excuse you, Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. If you recall that after the explosion, the middle level of the elevator was engulfed in flame. Oh, you're right! Which means... Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. What's with the helmet? Mission Command! Mission Command, do you read me? Come in, please!
Objection!
This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. My helmet! Tank! Concentration and body temperature declining. Requesting medical assistance. Sir? Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you've lost consciousness and stand back up. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seems more like an astronaut now when was done doing than when he was doing all the sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency? About how you use the middle level elevator? I was nervous and said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. Different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean, probably. Probably. It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you that accuracy is paramount in court. Witness testimony. My escape route. Let's see, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right! There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used the ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached in the ladder, so we were good. Capsule you mentioned. I suppose you mean the one that Mr. Terran had here? Is the capsule very important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's an invaluable research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, remember that your verdict is riding on this testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. Wonder if you can see the stars in prison. That is more comfortable than a spaceship. My escape route. My escape route. I remember now. I took a different route. With the capsule and Clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. See, I have a problem with that. Nope, darn it. With the capsule and Clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
Hold it!
The upper level? That's right! That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, the route does exist. You had Clay over your right and the capsule on your left? Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. Even though Clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did my best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in the other. What you have to do. I know. Okay, so this could be, it could be the diagram. It has to be the diagram, never mind.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, why didn't you tell me the truth? The truth? Let's see, the Earth is blue. No, that's not right. The Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it. The truth, Mr. Starbuck. Oxygen concentration! Prepare emergency oxygen tank! Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was your escape route.
Take that!
To get down from the upper level, you would have had to go down the ladder. Of course, but the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder. And remember, he was in full space gear, and you were putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, it was easy on the moon. Gravity's 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible. Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down the ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now! Engineer! Where's that engineer? Oxygen leak detected due to faulty maintenance! Evacuation immediately! What the? He's flying the coop! Help! I'm caught in the ceiling! Help! Anyone, please! Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker! We must launch our rescue mission at once! The fact that you just have a cherry picker on standby. Well, that's one way to take off being questions. How does he not shatter the bracelet, slamming it down on the table? Because it's made of metal. It would dent more than it would shatter. I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Yeah, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Not that! Anything but that! What's going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. I thought it was shrinking wax. No, it's like metal. It's like it shrinks, but it's metal. Very, very, very metal. Now, Phoenix. Phoenix has a magic rock. Phoenix has a cool magic rock. When you hold it, it shows little things when someone's hiding something, and it shows a red locks, or sometimes black locks, and those are apparently super hard to break, like to the point where they're basically impossible. And that revealing them, like, I'm pretty sure is like it's like a big thing. Like it is something that quite like someone has crafted into their very being and identity. Like a whole thing. It's like they know that they're lying, but it has become so important to who they are as a person that breaking it would probably like shatter them. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Oh, we wait for the ads to be over. Wow. Let me just wait. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you. Your support means a lot. It means a whole heck of a lot. Knowing that I got people in my corner, you know? That's always nice. Oh, that's good. Here we are. Oh, that's I need to keep that on hand. I just learned about a cool thing that I'll need to learn. I'm gonna do a big sleep. You enjoy your sleep, axolotl boy. What's going on? It appears Space Boy is prone to deception. Witness! Yes? I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect. Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that! What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Didn't I already state that Space Boy is ironically terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before launch. For you see, traces of his anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Oh, I sense things are about to nosedive. You got it all wrong! I told him during the investigation, too! I don't know anything about any drugs! I never took medication, I swear! It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Somebody must have slipped them to me! I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects. Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. What? Order! Order in the court! We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anybody to find out he was terrified of going into space. Maybe I really did do it. Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. It does. So what is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaint, just don't know. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. Oh my, I see. And then the defendant could have climbed down with his free hand.
Objection!
Not in compliance with OSHA, he couldn't. Drop a body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So you are capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct. Really? Thanks. Ah! What's this? The oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am, for they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that is true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would have left marks on the body. Yet according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Science.
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices, and it's made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet, through sheer coincidence, this knife slipped through the weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way into the target. What are the chances? You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with the knowledge of how the suit works. Got me there. And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy committed the victim in the rocket and then dropped the body from the upper level. After climbing down, it would shoulder the body and made sure the camera recorded it. There's no room for debate about these facts. It's clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tank. Consider it my send-off gift. And feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. Oxygen tank. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80% remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. Well, that's gonna prove a whole lot. We already know! We saw it in the picture. They only had 80. Well, they had 50. This report's pretty detailed. The display on the left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. After the incident, the victim's tank ruptured and the remaining oxygen was 0. The tank belonging to Starbuck, who claimed to have carried the victim, was at 80% full. Tanks were functioning properly at the time. That means the glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen. I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space! Space boy. Yes? Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through bars. You mean the stars as seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. That's not half a bad thought. Mr. Starbuck? Prosecutor Blackwell's got him good. Spaceship prison cell. Lie me my guilt and my despair to the deepest, darkest space. And then let be sucked into a black hole together.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope! Oh, yes, Apollo. You know Clay really looked up to you. He said you were an incredible man. He said you'd never give up on your dream and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that. So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terran. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. Apollo, thank you. I can see clearly now. Mr. Starbuck? I'm fine now. Thank you for reminding me of my life's mission. Right. We'll both be fine, and I'll prove your innocence. You'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space! Yeah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul! I'm on fire! I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut! A cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself! This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you down, you and Clay down. Balderdash. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me. Solomon Soul Starbuck! Ready for launch! Begin the countdown! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Lift off! Oh, I thought, oh, he actually got kind of big there. He got kind of high up. Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch. Apollo, you did it! You won! You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over Mr. Starbuck. I can't take credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. You simpletons are done massaging one another's egos. No matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your boldness? Can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck has just made it back into space. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think! Only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time the footage was taken, then the only other person who could have killed him was Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is... I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case I should be able to find some sort of contradiction in the evidence itself. Now let's see, about the data that we just received. This is supposedly proves that Mr. Starbucks dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use. Enough of this farce, your boldness. Let's have your verdict.
Objection!
Yeah, I need more of that raspy, like, I am the ultimate life form. Like, I need more of that, that back of the throat, like, airy sort of, like Black Doom, you know? But this oxygen tank data you submitted just now, it says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining and Mr. Terran's had 0. You stand by the accuracy of that statement? Of course. And I guess it simply means that it's faulty as evidence goes. Maria! Maria! I don't know if that one's good. The Maria kind of breaks me out of it. You will explain what you mean, Justice Dono. It's simple. The evidence contradicts the facts of the case. Take a look here at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean. I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory. That's all fun and all, but you're going to beat me with the power of friendship, but I am the devil from the Bible. You motherfucker! You didn't let me finish! Oh, yeah, yeah, go ahead and finish. See, the problem is I don't care. I do not care. I am the winner of this. I am the good guy. You don't get those anymore. Your Honor, right away. This is the evidence that contradicts the tank. This one?
Take that!
And how does this evidence present a contradiction? The problem is this part here.
Take that!
Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terran. It appears to say 50. Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank was at 80%. Oxygen in the tank increased. I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but that increase in oxygen is beyond illogical. Do you want to date me? Breathe if yes. Recite the Bible in Japanese in one breath if no. But how the fuck are you doing that? But is that actual Japanese? Are you breathing? Are you not breathing? It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical. Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on here?
Silence!
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining had increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that the defendant was carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
I'm gonna bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase just as your rations don't. Therefore, the new information is critical and we can't overlook it.
Silence!
In that case, do you have an answer for the riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen? You better not disappoint or I'll declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction. Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could simply be a malfunction. It is a digital display after all. I mean, it's not like one of those little dial indicators, you know, and like those were all the rage back then. Everything's all digital now, and everything has to be smart, and it connects to the Wi-Fi. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. Mr. Justice, sorry, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. You think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased? Of course I can. The thing to do at a time like this is my my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck had no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So the man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything on the display on his oxygen tank should have showed 80. There's clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what should I be asking is not why did the oxygen level increase, but what had to have happened to make it look like it increased? Making some kind of mistake in my base assumption here? Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting. Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. It was going the other way. No. No. The victim was carrying the defendant. What if it's the other way around? The other way around? Would you care to explain? As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But as it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran at all, but Mr. Terran who was helping Mr. Starbuck into the boarding lounge. It was what? Order! Order! Mr. Justice! You mean to tell me that the person on the right in the image is the victim Clay Terran, and that the only way the riddle of increasing the oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor? At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was 50, and when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0. That's right. There was nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. This means Mr. Terran was alive as they made their escape.
Silence!
How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself propose? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time, how did he descend the ladder with his arms full?
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackquill, you can't hurt me with a broken blade. Excuse me? It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose the matter needs further investigating, but we have proven that Mr. Terran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claim and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see, two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think one of them might have given false information to the police? Yeah, it certainly seems possible. Might have to do a little more digging. It seems we'll have to hear the testimony of the first two people on the scene. Score! Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bailiff, would you please show Detective Arm to the stand? Wait. Oh, hold it. Who? I have an announcement to make, everyone. What's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here! But please remain calm. Listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but it's about to explode. Explode! Is that Benry? No, that's Tentonate. That's Tentonate. He's completely different. He's not the man that you think. He's not Benry. He has his passport. It's fine. A bomb? Now? Oh! Everybody run! I don't want to die! Oh no, everyone's panicking!
Silence!
Headless chickens with a death wish. The lot of you! Calm yourselves up or else! Come on, Apollo, let's get out of here! But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? Who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow up the truth forever. I refuse to let things end here. Apollo, it's no time to be dramatic. Come on this way. Hey, let me go. Apollo. Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet. Juniper! Are you alright? Apollo, no! Not that way! I'm not sure how that... I can't wait to go... I always love doing this because I get to go back and see how I sounded. To be continued, everybody. To be continued. So, Usually, this is the point where we would continue. But I like to keep ourselves in a sort of like singular, like, what's the word? I like to keep ourselves in like a we do the investigation, we do the trial. We do the investigation, we do the trial. And because we started with a trial, we gotta end here. Which is unfortunate. But hey, sometimes that happens. You know? But with that being said, I think it's about time we go ahead and head on out. I will meet you guys all at the docks. Hi. Oh, okay. I'm sure we can find someone to raid real quick. Let's see. Who is live at the moment that I can send y'all to? Surely somewhere, right? Surely there's somewhere. Who do I send y'all to? Who do I send y'all to? Let's see. I could send y'all to Lib. Lib is pretty cool. Send y'all to Geb. I could also send y'all to Paleosteno. Who's Punk Banui? Why does that name sound familiar? I mean, I'm following them, so obviously they're familiar, but, like, why are they familiar? Did I train this person at some point? Probably, right? Boy. Actually, let's find a person to raid who's like, let's see if we can find, like, another VTuber. We don't get to check new ones that often, you know? Let's see. Just chatting. Someone's playing Hollow Knight. Yeah. I guess I could send you guys to Big Nose Bug, but also Calzone is playing Talia. I might just send you guys to them. I haven't sent you guys to Calzone in a hot minute. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll send you guys to Calzone. That seems like a good place to send y'all. Where is my? There we are. Is that the name? Do I have that right? I think I do. Anyway, hopefully that works. Alright, there we go. Okay. Everybody go ahead and join the raid. You know what to do. Do your stuff. There we go. Let me turn that off because I can't hear anything.
down on a couple feet.